Politics, commentary, entertainment, sports, news, and opinion now. Here is Steve Malzberg.
So it's not clear, how it is that Republicans didn't seem to mind when President Bush took more executive actions than I did. Maybe it's just me they don't like. I don't know. Maybe there's some principle out there that I haven't discerned, that I haven't figured out. You hear some of them. They're like, sue him, impeach him. Really? Really? For what? You're going to sue me for doing my job?
All right, folks, there you go. The president doing what apparently he does best, I guess, which is acting unpresidential and revving up a crowd. Joining us now is Christopher Hahn, host of the Christopher Hahn Show, former senior aide to Senator Charles Schumer. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
All right. It's really, that was from a few days ago.
Yeah.
We did it again yesterday. Stop the hate. Stop the hate. Was he looking in the mirror when he said stop the hate? Isn't this old and tired and pathetic for a president of the United States to go from stop to stop to stop with, they don't like me, they're suing me. I mean, come on, be a president for crying out loud.
I find comedy in everything, you know that, Steve. And I think truth is the best form of comedy. I think the president's lines were dead on. And especially when you talk about the GOP, who's so anti-litigation. They don't want you to be able to sue if your doctor leaves medical supplies in you, but they want to sue the president for doing things every other president has ever done. They're very litigious. I'm surprised.
Okay, here's the deal.
I want tort reform, and I want to start with the House of Representatives.
Right.
How about that?
Okay. That, of course, is turning the whole issue around. First of all, this is not, as the president falsely indicated, and the liberal media and the Democrats love to falsely indicate, a numbers game and a contest between who has signed more executive orders. This is about what the president has done. The president has selectively enforced, not enforced, and changed standing law. For instance, and the lawsuit unfortunately focuses only on one of those instances. I think there's a lot that they could do, but to take a law and say the law says it's going to start on such and such a date.
Right.
The law says this one and that one is going to have to do it, and say, oh no, you know what? I'm going to give them an exemption, not you. I'm going to change this date to that date. You can't change the law without Congress.
I worked in the United States Senate during the Medicare Part D fiasco during the Bush administration, and one of the ways Bush dealt with that was to delay the requirements to extend the deadline to sign on. He unilaterally changed the law, and the Republicans did not say a word. Neither did the Democrats either, because the president can enforce the laws. He has some latitude to enforce the law under the Constitution. That's what the court's going to say if they even take this case up, which they won't. I don't think John Boehner has standing because he wasn't damaged.
Well, I think we've all been damaged by Obamacare. But you could go to the president's selective enforcement of the immigration laws, telling ICE, not to do this, not to do that, changing deportation. The work provision of the Welfare Reform Act signed under Bill Clinton, they've relaxed that provision. You just can't go and take laws that you don't like or laws that you do like and say, I'm going to enforce it. I'm not going to enforce this one. You're the president. You want to change the law, you go to Congress.
Again, the president has broad latitude to enforce the laws as he sees fit. That's why he's elected. Now, a police officer or somebody like that doesn't have as much latitude, but an elected president who's charged, or an elected executive of any level of government, has broad latitude to enforce the law.
How does he have latitude to enforce the laws? You mean if he doesn't like it, he doesn't have to?
No, not at all.
Well, that's what he's doing
I think that he's got to do it in a way that is going to be consistent with our policies, and which is going to do as least harm at the moment as possible. If there's an easier way to do it, if you have to ease into it, you have to extend deadlines. That's been allowed for generations in this country. Right. I don't know why Republicans feel they need to sue now. Look, Boehner's suing because he doesn't want to impeach the president. He's trying to appease the part of his party that wants to impeach the president. This is his compromise. This is his Solomon moment. He's trying to split the baby, or split the Obama, if you will. But he's not getting that satiation that he was craving out of those rabid parts of his party. They still want to impeach the president. And if they do that, look, That's okay. I'm a
I
Democrat. I'll do
know
great.
you. I know just Sheila Jackson Lee, who made a fool of herself again on the floor of the House yesterday, saying, we didn't impeach Bush, but meanwhile, she signed on to co-sponsor the bill from Kucinich to impeach Bush. So, I mean, they're so full of it on the left, and they'd love to see impeachment go forward, and so would you, and so would Obama.
I don't want to see impeachment go forward.
Have you ever heard a president? This is how pathetic it is. Have you ever heard a president going around saying, they want to impeach me, and his spokespeople saying they're going to impeach him, they want to impeach him? They're fundraising off of this. It's all a bunch of nonsense.
Look, everybody's fundraising off of this, right? The right and the left.
No. You alluded earlier to the rabid group of people in the Congress who want him impeached. What, 4 or 5 have gone on record as saying impeach the president? Where's the leaders or anybody of significance elected on the Republican side that says impeach the president? You're making it up.
They are fundraising on the president.
Not impeaching him.
There's one former Republican elected official who ran for vice president. We won't name her now. She's starting an entire television network on impeaching the president.
Well, I don't know that she's starting on impeaching the president. She's starting it on someone's hiring her and she's going to make money. That's capitalism.
Who's watching that? They should be watching
I don't know that it started yet.
I don't even think anybody's going to watch
it. You say they should give it to me?
What are they going to do? What program is she going to do? Let's be honest, Steve. At least you give people a product. I don't agree with you, but at least Newsmax is putting product out there. What is she going to say?
Well, you know what? People are going to have to pay $10 a month. If they don't, she won't last. If they do, she'll get rich.
Netflix is $9 a month. Yes. And you couldn't watch Netflix. If you lived 1,000 years, you wouldn't watch all the content. I'm just saying.
All right, I'm not here to discuss.
What is she going to babble about for $10 a month? I'm buying it because just for material. For me, I'm a comedian. It's worth it. But I don't know how the general public's going to react.
Now, what about this? It seems like more than a threat. Seems like an eventuality that the president's got the pen again. And because evil Congress won't act. And by the way, there were 300+ bills that the House has passed that have nothing to do with the Affordable Care Act that Harry Reid will not bring to the Senate for a vote. So when, hey, Congress won't do anything, they've done it. Now Harry Reid has to do it. But that aside, this what I think is more than a threat to grant blanket amnesty to 5 to 6 million illegals in this country. When he does that, you don't think this country is going to be in an uproar? You think the majority of Americans are going to say, good you go, Barack, that's great.
I've been listening to you for years, Steve. You have been a big admirer of Ronald Reagan. Don't you want President Obama to be more like Ronald Reagan and do exactly what Ronald Reagan did? I know I do.
Ronald Reagan did not do what Obama is about to do.
Blanket amnesty for 3 million people. With inflation, 5 million seems right to me.
We are living in a different time. First of all, the African-American community will suffer the most, and the African-American community, many in there, will tell you they're fed up with this. They're fed up with hearing about the kids coming in and $4 billion for them. They're saying, what about us? What about our kids being slaughtered in Chicago and elsewhere? What about the money we need? What about the unemployment rate being twice what it is for whites? And now you're going to bring 6 million people into it and keep bringing kids and others in from other countries? What about us?
Look, the economics is not going to change whether they're legal or not. What's going to change is they will pay taxes always if they are legal. People are going to come to this country and they're going to work. We can't stop that. There's a market for it. The market is driving that part of it.
You're talking about
jobs. You just made an argument, a very good one, about the economics to lower income families in America. Yeah. It's a good argument. The problem is that amnesty has nothing to do with that market. That market already exists. There's 6 million people working in this country right now.
It's going to reflect very bad on the president and his concern for people in this country who can't get jobs. You say you're not going to stop people from coming here looking for jobs. There are no jobs.
On some things, I'm libertarian. I think when people are doing things anyway and we know they're doing it and it doesn't necessarily hurt anyone, we should just legalize it like marijuana. Okay, people do it, we should tax it. Why are we letting other people make money?
Because if you look to Colorado and Washington State, there's already an increase in the number of deaths, traffic deaths linked to marijuana.
I highly doubt that.
That's absolutely true.
Look, you and I on January 1, we'll go through the statistics, okay, and we'll talk about it.
It's absolutely true. It's a gateway drug. It's a mind-altering substance, and you want to make money off it.
I've said this to you before. I know potheads and I know alcoholics. When I have to choose who I want to spend time with, I'd much rather spend time with the potheads. They are not getting in their car. Trust me.
Oh, they are.
And if they are, they're driving about 5 miles an hour down the street. Let's be honest.
That's an unfortunate myth. All right. Why is it that Democrats in poll after poll support Israel much less than Republicans and independents? The latest Pew poll shows that overall 40% blame Hamas, 19% blame Israel. But among Democrats, 29 blame Hamas, 26 blame Israel. What the heck's wrong with Democrats?
You're talking about 11%. Now, I'm a Democrat in New York, and I am very pro-Israel. You know that
Well,
about
this
me.
is
I work for
beyond New
Senator.
York, yeah.
I work for Senator Schumer, who's probably
Right.
one of the biggest supporters of Israel
Right.
of any party anywhere in the world, I would say.
I don't hear him trashing Kerry like
we
he should.
stand behind Israel. We believe in their right to defend themselves, and I can't address that poll. It's a very small.
No, but there's been other polls like it. Very small what? It's Pew. What?
It's
very
a
what?
small percentage. You're talking about 11 points. You know,
I'm
it is
talking
what
about,
it is.
but I'm talking about among Democrats. They're almost evenly
it's an
divided
11
in blame.
But it's 29-28. So that means there's 60% that are saying something else.
Yeah. But the whole thing is 40 overall blame Hamas and 19 overall blame Israel. Here it's a 2-point differential.
Okay, but you know, I've got a lot of statistics training. So there's 60% in that poll that do not give Israel the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to bore you.
We gotta go. No, I won't never boring. Never boring. All right, Christopher Hahn, host of the Christopher Hahn Show. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. All right, folks. So when we come back, you know it, you love it, you gotta have it. It's Give Me 5, and it's coming your way right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, only on Newsmax Television. Don't you go away.